Hey guys, so we're gonna go into some more side control escapes. Last time we covered just like the basic side control where the guy's just on his knees controlling you centered. So I had a lot of questions on Reddit and YouTube, so I just wanted to talk about some of those. So the reality is when you're trying to escape side, there's a lot of different ways guys can control, and there is no one escape fits all kind of move, unfortunately. So the way to really get good at it is you have to break down each escape separately and learn to get out of that independently, and then you can put them all together. So for example, we started with the traditional side here, right? So we're like this, and then we did the shrimp out, and then we start lifting the leg to work in. But guys will control different ways. Like they may go lower on your hips like this, and that makes it hard to get the elbow on the far side, right? Come back up. The guy may switch his hip, so switch your hip, like this, and that changes the escape. Come back up. The guy can take this arm and go on the other side of the head, right? And start to initiate north-south, right? Go back. Okay, another one, the guy can leave the hand here and switch your right hand to the near side hip on the floor. Yeah, the guy can go here and control. All of these require different styles of escape, and the key to getting good is learning how to get out of each one independently and specific training them in isolation. Once you get good at that, you can put them all together. Okay, so last time, just to review, we shrimped out here, we lifted the legs, swung the knee in, and we work with that, right? Sometimes I lasso, sometimes foot on the hip. All right, so now what's gonna happen is he's gonna switch his hip. What can happen here is your arm can get stuck out, and now it's really hard. Because when we shrimp, again, he can follow my hip, right? So scoot this way a little bit, back. So we're here, right? So switch back up. So if we have our elbow in the right spot in the first place, when he switches his hip, my elbow can follow hip, lift this up, can follow his hip to the floor, allowing me to still frame what's trying to follow me, okay? Once he switches his hip, there's two main styles of control the guy will do here. He will either leave his hip on the floor, okay? And in this case, I'm gonna leave his arm back so you can see. When I forward shrimp, I can frame his hip out and he can't follow. I just do that 2-3 times max, okay? And that gives me all this space. Now I lift my leg like before, I can swing my knee in. And I can push the frame, lasso, okay? The other situation, okay, is when I forward shrimp out, he loads his weight on me, right? So I shrimp, I can't move. As long as I have my elbow framed under the hipper, this is exactly when the bridge works well. So leave your weight on me. I go here, bridge. See, you're gonna get a powerful bridge. I can drop, left leg up straight, swing the knee in, and we can work to get out, okay? If the guy stays with his hands tight, then you're gonna end up having to roll him. So I forward shrimp, can't get it to work, bridge, and roll, okay? Usually the guy will let go and post his hand. Okay, one other detail here, switch your hip. With the forward shrimp is understand the difference between the shrimp and the forward shrimp. A shrimp, I'm centered flat, I put my foot on the floor and I turn out. This is counterproductive in this position. What you want to do is frame here, turn your hips away first to the side and pull yourself to flat. So in a forward shrimp, you go from sideways to flat. Sideways, flat. I do it 2 or 3 times. Every time, my elbow works as a jack against his hip, and it makes it hard for him to follow, which makes me get space every time I do it until I can slide my knee in. Again, that's when his hip is on the floor. Okay, a regular shrimp would be centered, foot on the floor, and then turning to the side. This doesn't allow you to get in. You can't get space. He stays tight. Okay, so we try to forward shrimp, he loads his weight on me. I bridge. I get space, leg up, swing the knee in, and then you start working here. Okay, I like to go one hand on each shoulder so I can lasso. If you double push, like here, his shoulder can come at me. Right? If I double push here, he can club me, right? So one on each shoulder, knee in, lasso, or foot on hip, and then come out. Last couple things about that. So I just want to manage expectations. A lot of people will show techniques and instructionals for side escape, and they make it seem like it's just like, here's the move, it's just going to work real easy. The reality is this stuff is really hard, right? So the best way to learn it is start in the position, isolate it, have a partner specific train with you and try to hold you there and make it hard. It's gonna be tough and you have to keep playing with it to make it work, but this is the reality of how you actually get good at this. Most places I see, the way you see people improve in jiu-jitsu is they learn like a choke or an arm lock or like spider or like actual attacks, but people don't really address these like little nitty gritty moves that get you out of the positions. The stuff I'm showing you guys is not stuff that I was actually like taught, but it's something that I kind of naturally, intuitively do. Just like I think the meows are the same way. And what I did was I reverse engineered what I naturally do to show it to you guys. So next time I'll probably go into the north-south escape just to preview it for you. When you're here like this, the guy's gonna switch this over your head. The key with this position is that this arm, you need to catch this early, okay? And you get used to this. When you have a strong frame here, you have time. I detect that, I switch my forearm in, and in the same way, we're gonna frame in the lower part of our forearm, so his arm can't drop his weight. The next thing he'll do is he'll switch there, I catch my elbow, and I scoot out to here, and I have strong frames on the shoulder. I can wiggle out and start working. I'll go into much more in depth on that next time. As always, if you guys have any questions, comment on YouTube or Reddit, and please subscribe. Thanks a lot, guys.